work so you can play.
Well, hello again, everybody. This is Papa Smurf here at MiniWarGaming.com. It's been my task to review a piece of terrain that I looked at just recently. There are things about it that I really liked. One thing is, because I'm kind of a low-tech, old-school, shall we say, kind of guy, I really like pieces of terrain that are $0 efforts. And it looked like this qualified. The name of the man who made it was Marc Gilbert, and he entitled his piece of terrain 40K Battle Bunker. And the most interesting thing about it is that he got a piece of plastic recycle that he got from the supermarket. I think it contained either tomatoes or clams or something, but it was ideal for his purposes because when you flip it upside down, there's these slots in the plastic for ventilation for the food, but ideal to make into a bunker because those vertical slots are like firing positions for a space marine to sit in there with his gun. So he went to work and he made a kind of a hill out of ceiling tile, scrunched it all up, ordinary ceiling tile that people throw out when they're renovating. Well, he used that, he made a hill, and on top of this little hill, he made a ring of stone. Then he put that piece of plastic on top with its vertical slots. And he put a little space marine in there so that, to make sure that there was space for the space marine to be in there. Then he proceeded to paint it. And this is where I was really impressed because he used textured paint. He made it up himself. He used the right amount of sand and acrylic paint, gray in color, and he painted it. And when it was dry, that looks like concrete. It's got the color, it's got the texture. And what's really interesting for me at this time is that I'm building this model. See this here? This is Old English Tudor style of building. But in between the beams in these old Tudor houses, they used infill. And basically it was wattle and daub construction like up here, and then they plastered it over with an earthen plaster and sometimes a lime plaster on top of that. And it was rough looking when it was finished because this earthen plaster wasn't put on with trowels. It's not nice and smooth like a tabletop. They put it on with their fingers. It was rough when it was done. And so, of course, textured paint would depict that. Now, I'm sure that there's many terrain makers out there who use textured paint and know how to use it. But Marc Gilbert was the one I looked at. And so I drew inspiration from him. So if anyone would like to check out Marc Gilbert and his website at dreamweavedworlds.com. It's a tongue twister, but I've looked at it, I checked it out. Mr. Gilbert makes custom-made pieces of terrain for gaming boards. And I've even looked at his prices. I think they're rather inexpensive. But you check it out. You be the judge. Oh, and one more thing. See this here? One of my ancestors owned a battle hammer just like this. And he rode across the North Atlantic Ocean with this by his side. Just to make sure, because you never know when someone's going to jump out at you from the dark. Well, for making that nifty piece of terrain, basically $0, and for giving me some inspiration on how to use textured paint on my own model, Marc Gilbert at dreamweavedworlds.com gets the Papa Smurf seal of approval. If you have a piece of terrain and you like it, and you would like it reviewed by Papa Smurf, then send in a video response to this very video that you're looking at right now. And who knows, maybe real soon, your terrain and your video will be reviewed and highlighted right here with Papa Smurf at MiniWarGaming.com.